Philadelphia. Just coming up a few miles south of Richmond, Virginia, and then proceeding up the East Coast for Philadelphia. 285 nautical miles remaining on our journey. We plan on being in Philadelphia a little bit early. Doing there at just a little bit after 2 o'clock, and we'll probably be in the gate by about 1:45, just about 45 minutes from now. Again, we'd like to welcome you aboard our special flight today. Flight 767 is both U.S. Airways and the U.S. Airline Industries, United States Airline Industries' last flight of a Boeing 767-200 series. We have the pleasure of flying it, and you have the pleasure of being our customers, and we appreciate you being on board. The company's given me a little thing to read just about this aircraft and its history. Today marks the final flight of U.S. Airways Boeing 767, which is the last 767-200 operated by a major scheduled passenger airline in the United States. American Airlines, which we are currently merging with and in the final stage of the merging process, currently has 58 Boeing 767-300s, but this is the last 200 series. Boeing 767 went into service in 1982. It was the manufacturer's first wide-body twin-engine aircraft and was unique in several aspects. The Boeing 767 was the first Boeing wide-body to be designed with a two-crew digital glass cockpit. Cathode ray tubes, color displays, and new electronics replaced the role of the flight engineer by enabling the pilot and the co-pilot to monitor aircraft systems directly. By the way, that part makes us feel pretty special. But airlines initially demanded a converted three-person cockpit, citing concerns about the risks associated with introducing a new aircraft. They maintained the position until July 1981, when a U.S. presidential task force determined that a crew of two was safe for operating the wide-body jets. A three-crew cockpit remained as an option and was fitted to the first production models. 767 was initially flown on domestic and transcontinental flights, during which it demonstrated the reliability of its twin-jet design. In 1985, the 767 became the first twin-engine airliner to receive regulatory approval for extended overwater operations. The aircraft was then used to expand non-stop service on medium to long-haul intercontinental routes. Today, thanks to the concept proven by the groundbreaking 767, over 90% of the intercontinental airline flights are operated by twin-engine aircraft flown by two pilot crew. Piedmont Airlines received its first Boeing 767 in May of 1987 and used it to inaugurate the carrier's first intercontinental service between Charlotte, North Carolina, and London's Gatwick Airport. Piedmont ordered 6 of the type initially, and after merging with U.S. Air, which became U.S. Airways, another 6 were added to the fleet. The aircraft were flown with U.S. Airways virtually all of its intercontinental markets, except for a service to Tel Aviv. The 767 had the range to fly from Charlotte to Rome, to Sao Paulo, Brazil, and even Honolulu. Its common type rating with the 757 allowed our company to better utilize its pilots. Today's flight is aircraft tail number November 252 AU for Alpha Uniform. It's a Boeing 767-200. It was originally delivered to U.S. Airways on May 1990 and was the 308th production 767. From November of 93 until April of 96, the aircraft was used on a wet lease program on behalf of British Airways and flew in the British Airways colors. Following the merger between U.S. Airways and America West, the aircraft was registered as its current registration today. And again, this crew has the pleasure of flying this last flight And this is truly a gentleman's aircraft to fly. Everyone that's ever flown it considers it one of the best aircraft they have ever flown. It's capable of carrying a weight of 351,000 pounds, total fuel of 102,000 pounds of fuel. Just last week I personally flew this aircraft to Rome, Italy and back. And just another little small fact for you, in 1903 the Wright brothers started aviation, and their first flight covered 112 feet, took 12 seconds, and didn't quite make it from the left wingtip to the right wingtip. As far as the length of their flight was not quite as far as our wingspan. Again, we appreciate having you on board. We're going to be in Philadelphia a little bit early. It's a great day for flying. Thanks for coming along with us. Going to turn the seatbelt sign off. If you need to get up and move out, it should be a nice, smooth ride.